How to add content to the modules section. So in your course, the majority of your content should be housed in the modules section. If you look at the policy, it states that we should have instructions, videos, all that kind of content housed in the modules section. So I want to talk about how to create the sections, how to create modules, change their names, add content to them, etc. So if you want to add a module, you just click on this plus module and give it a name. Let's say week 1, for example. Right, and you'll notice that you can drag and drop files into that section now. So that module, that section has been created. It is currently not published. It's hidden from student view. And you can drop content in here, or you can add content from Canvas. So let's take a look at how to do that. So let's say that I would like to drop a file. So I'm going to drop a file in there. Right, so what does that look like for students? Well, I'm going to publish this and I'm going to jump over into student view. A student could click on that item. It would open up a preview of that document for them to view. They could also click on that document to download it. So, pretty neat. I'm going to leave student view, clicking leave student view down here in the corner. Right, so that's how to add a file to a module. We can add other things as well. So you'll notice that I clicked on that plus button and there's a drop down. These are all the things that we can add to a module. So we just did a file. So that file is right here. You could have add a quiz or an assignment. Let's do a page. Okay. So I'm going to click on page, and you'll notice that here it pulls up a list of pages that I've already created in the course, and I can also create a new page. So I could create a page. I could say module intro, add that item. I can move the item by clicking this 8-dotted handle over here on the left. And you'll notice it's unpublished. I could publish it by clicking that, but I'm not ready for it yet. I could modify that page by clicking on the item title and then selecting edit for that item. That brings up a rich content editor is what it's called, rich content editor. And this is where you can type text, add images. Okay, if I wanted to add an image, I can come up here to Insert, Image, and Upload. There are other ways of adding images. You'll see here you could do the same thing. I like to go to Insert, but Insert, and then I'm going to choose Image. You can upload from your computer, or you can search for an image from a company called Unsplash. So if I were teaching a biology class, I might look up a microscope, for example. Ooh, if I could type. Right, find a nice image, click on it, click submit. It's going to place it really in a large format. So I can click on the image and drag the corner to make it smaller. Right, it's not where I want it to be, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to cut that image out of there. I actually want it here, so now I'm going to right click and paste. There, now I have the image placed where I want it to be and sized the size that I want it to be sized. If this area isn't big enough for you to work with, there is an 8-button handle in the bottom right that you can click and drag so that you have more room to work with. Right, so we can add text, add images, and we can also add video. You can add video a couple of different ways. If you'd like to record a video of you talking, you can come up here to the media area and you can upload or record media or select media that's already been created. I'm going to go over here to Insert and Insert Media. Again, same stuff. Upload and record. Right. And you could click record. And hey, click on start recording. and that would record any camera that you have plugged in there, and it would place the video once you're done here. You can also find a video, say on YouTube, and insert it. So let's say that we are on YouTube and we found this video here, and I want to plug this video into my page. I can go to click on the share option here, and I can place this link in my course, or I can go one step better. I can choose the embed option. With embed, we just click copy, and we're copying some code here. And then in Canvas, we can come over to this little cloud that has the code brackets with it, and we can right click and paste that code there and submit. And look at that, it puts the video right into the page. So that's really handy for providing content to your students. Text, images, and videos. And save. Alright, so pretty neat. Another option, let's say that we have a website that we would like to use with our class. So let's say that I want my students to practice something, and so from this website there is a way for students to practice something, and I want this to be plugged in. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go back over to Canvas and to the modules section, and I want that practice to be right in line here. I'm going to click add, and I want to add an external URL, right? So that's a link to a website outside of Canvas. I'm just going to call it practice, and add, and publish. So let's see what that looks like in student view. I'm going to click student view, click practice. There we go. I've got a website embedded right into Canvas where students can practice whatever it is that they need to practice on that page. So that's pretty neat. Now that doesn't work with all websites. Some websites don't allow their site to be plugged into another website or learning management system, so you have to kind of check that out and see if it'll work for you. But if you find the right website that allows it, you can have it plugged right into Canvas, right in line with your content. Okay. If your website doesn't plug in well or play well, it's good to provide a link to that. You can have it open in, let's leave student view. Let's say that you would like this to open in a new tab. So, okay, so it doesn't embed well into Canvas, but there's always an option to have it open in a new tab, not in Canvas. Right? So what does that do? Well, if you were a student and you were to click on that, then it opens it up in a new tab, not within Canvas. So that's another option if the website doesn't like to be embedded into Canvas. Right? Other things that we can put into other things that we can put into Canvas include quizzes, discussions, assignments, right? And so if you're teaching a face-to-face class, you know, you're going to have the students turn the assignment in face-to-face, right? So you could do week 1 assignment. And I'm just going to publish, click on that. And you don't have to have them turn in the assignment in Canvas. You don't have to have them, you don't have to grade their work in Canvas. If you're teaching an online or a hybrid class, you will want to do that, but face-to-face, not necessary. But you can click the edit button for that assignment, add the instructions, and it's good to have instructions for an assignment in Canvas, whether it's a face-to-face, hybrid, or online class anyway, because students are going to go home, right? And chances are good they're going to forget something or have written down the assignment incorrectly or something. But it's good to have that assignment in Canvas. So we'll give it a point value. We'll include the instructions for the assignment. But if it's a face-to-face class, you can make sure that the submission type is on paper. If you're teaching an online or a hybrid class, you'll probably want to select online and choose whether you would like the students to submit either via text entry, a media recording, a file upload, and you can even restrict the file types to, say, docx, PDF, RTF maybe. So you can control that. And then there are some other parameters to work through. You can select your due date for your assignment here if you'd like as well. Once you're done, just click Save. And you've created an assignment. Students from the modules section, let's see what a student sees here. They could select week 1 assignment, and they would see the instructions for that assignment. They would see when it's due, how many points it's worth, and they can see how they should submit it, and any limitations on the file types as well. So that's really handy for students. I'm just going to leave student view. Again, if that happened to be a face-to-face class and you had no submission online, or we'll say on paper, because that's going to be face-to-face class here. And if we were a student in student view, we would see that we would be submitting that on paper. That would be in class. Okay, so that's assignments. Another thing that we can add to modules, we might want to add a discussion, right? Probably not for a face-to-face class, but this is definitely something that you want to add for a hybrid or online class. It is necessary for students to communicate one with another in an online format. So similar to the assignments, you just select discussion, click on it, edit, add any instructions, and then just work through all the options. I do want this to be a graded discussion, and users must post to the discussion before seeing others' replies, allow threaded replies maybe, give it a point value. But you just want to work through these main options. Okay, options, points, and due date maybe. You can even choose availability dates. Students would only be able to work on it, access that discussion in between those dates. So save. Okay, so then you've created a discussion. Students could then come in here. They could click on, they would see what they need to type, you know, what the assignment is, that what they need to read and type about. They can click that reply button, type in their answer or response, and then click post reply. And then other students could read what that student said. They can click on reply to that student's response. And so yeah, if you would like to find out more about this, feel free to contact us in TELS and we can help you out. Let's see, we'll leave student view. Another thing that we could add to modules are quizzes or tests, right? So if this is a face-to-face class, you know, you probably don't want to add a quiz or a test in the module section. If it's an online or hybrid class, you might want to do that. So you can click on create quiz. It is strongly suggested or recommended that you use new quizzes, because classic quizzes is going to be phased out in somewhat near future. So so that you don't have to worry about transitioning any of these classic quizzes over to new quizzes, it's best to just build in new quizzes. So we'll just call this week 1 quiz. And we're going to put that under the tests group there. So add item. Okay. And to build a quiz, we click on the quiz, and then we can give it a point value. We can say it's worth 10 points. Then we can build out the questions. Click on the build button. And right here you can start building your questions. Just click on that. Decide what type of question you'd like to add. Add your question, the options. Be sure to select what the correct answer is. There we go. So we have a single question in there, and we're going to click return to get back to Canvas. And we're going to go to student view to test this out. We're going to go to week 1 quiz. The quiz loads, we click begin. The question comes up. Submit. The questions are auto-graded, which is nice. It gives the students immediate response, which is nice. The student can then return to Canvas by clicking the return button. And if they were to go to grades, they would see that their week 1 quiz has been graded automatically and their score is in the gradebook. So that's pretty neat. All right, and so that's how to add content for your course in the modules section and all the different types of things that you can add for your students in the modules section. Again, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us in TELS. We have a lot of great ideas on how to best build your course for face-to-face, online, hybrid classes, etc. And that's it.